Hey guys, Ricky back here with Eastern Wild. It's a couple weeks out from September, and here in Kentucky, we've had a bit of a cold snap here. It's currently 62 degrees. It is 10:50 in the morning. It was, I think, 49 degrees this morning at 6 o'clock when I woke up. So you can feel fall in the air. It's right around the corner, and I am super excited. And today what I'm going to bring you is the Tethrd lockdown. This is my original lockdown from last year. When they first released it, I was one of the very first people to jump on this and grab it, man. And you know, I started out in a Cruiser XC, and these two saddles are very similar, but the lockdown capitalizes on the shortcomings of the Cruiser XC, which in my opinion, and based off of forums and feedback on all the groups that I belong to, the Cruiser XC is known to be one of the most comfortable saddles on the market today. So the Tethrd lockdown, now formerly known as the Tethrd Ultralock, it came out last year. I think it was summer of 2023, around about that time frame, maybe late summer. And you know, there was a little bit of a mix-up with the naming, and there's another outdoor company. I'm not sure of the name of that company. I'm not familiar with it at all, but they have a lockdown product, and I think there was some confusion with the naming. So Tethrd ultimately renamed the Tethrd lockdown the Tethrd Ultralock. Now, for all intents and purposes, the saddle is identical. There is absolutely nothing different about this saddle other than right here where it says lockdown. I'm pretty sure the new one says Ultralock. So it was literally just a name change. Nothing has changed. So if you have the lockdown, it's really not necessary to go out and jump into an Ultralock because they're identical. So one of the things that the Ultralock offers is the Ultralock links. And what the Ultralock links are these right here. You can see right here on the bottom and the top, there's two little clips here that literally goes through the molly webbing at the bottom and top of the saddle, and it's an elastic band. And you can see the pleat right here, how it opens, it expands and contracts, much like I was saying with the Cruiser XC. The Cruiser doesn't have the bands though, which is what I was saying. The Ultralock capitalizes on some of the Cruiser's shortcomings. What this does in essence is keeps the pleats tight. So when you're walking through the woods, your pleats will stay collapsed, and then when you get to hunting height and you're ready to sit down, you have two openings here, grip handles on both sides, that you can literally pull when you get to your hunting height, and you pull it down, and that expands your pleat, and it cups your butt back here, and it makes it like sitting in a chair, man. It's the most comfortable thing that I've ever experienced. That's one thing, like I said, that I loved about the Cruiser, was just how comfortable it was compared to other saddles, namely being single panel saddles, which in essence had no stretch, no extra fabric. It was just a small piece, you know, yay wide, maybe 10 inches wide or so, that wrapped around your backside, and you really couldn't get any support other than that one space around wherever it was sitting. So these pleats, man, are absolutely awesome. Like I said, when you're walking through the woods, it stays closed. When you get to hunting height, you can open it, and look how much more fabric comes out there. It's incredible just how much more fabric will come out of this saddle from the pleat system. The next big thing with the Ultralock is the Ultralock haulers themselves. And these things, man, let me tell you something. With other saddle companies that I've tried, you had basically a dump pouch. It's something like we used in the military or law enforcement world, where you could dump mags and things. That's basically what your dump pouch is on a saddle. So, and that's just placed for your ropes, your carabiners, anything that you're using to saddle hunt goes inside your dump pouches. And with other saddles, one thing that I noticed is when you're wearing this, those pouches always seem to be back here towards for people that carries inside the waistband, imagine like 3 o'clock. I felt like they rode really far back. And when you were sitting in your saddle, it made it super difficult to try to reach back there and try to get that stuff. So when this Ultralock came out, man, and they introduced these haulers, they're massive. and they come really far forward on the saddle. You can see how far forward that these come on the side, and it's right there. And I can detail all of this in just a little bit when I get further into this review, but it comes really far up on your side here, and it's one-handed operation with a zipper. You can see the zippers here, they're super easy to use. They have two pockets, two divider pockets down inside the pouch itself, and they have tons of storage. I've got both my lineman's and my tether in here. I also have a Doyle's retractable gear hoist on this side. And I forgot to mention the outside of the pockets here. On both sides, both haulers are identical. On both sides, you have open top pouches that are elastic expandable on the outsides, a zipper pouch, like right here, I've got a headlamp in here, that you can fit things on the outside. So in this pouch, I have a gun. Throw this down on the ground to the side here. I have my gear strap, and I have two MVPs. And this, I'll explain a little bit more when we get in the saddle and show why I use two. I use one for a backband and one for a knee band. And then I also have a tree saw in here. Next up, what you have on the Ultralock is what I call a suspender system, and Tethrd calls it a yoke system. These have elastic in the back, which allows it to move with your body. You can see that. But then on the tops here, where it goes around the back, your upper back and shoulders, it's got like a really, it's flexible, but it's stiff in the material that gives it some rigidity here. And then you also have molly webbing going down the sides here. You've got a chest strap to clip in, and you can also tighten these down much like you would a backpack to bring the saddle higher on your back for your walks in, so it doesn't feel like it's sagging. So that's more than just a suspender system. It's Tethrd's special yoke system, which is absolutely killer. Next up on the saddle itself, we have the Utilibridge. And the Utilibridge here is really special, man. It's adjustable. You can see right here, you literally just give your prusik a little loosen here, and then you can slide your bridge. And this is something that I do when I'm walking in. That kind of tightens it around you here in the front. And then I will take my tag end here and I will tuck it through this pouch here, and you can see it comes through the back, and then you don't have this tag end flopping in front of you. So you've got that, but ultimately what that is for, the adjustable bridge here, is so you can lengthen or shorten your bridge in the tree. Now me, myself, I like to run a longer bridge. That's just how it feels most comfortable to me, so I leave it expanded as far as it goes. But if you wanted to, if you're experiencing some kind of hip pinch or anything, you can take and just adjust that just a little bit, maybe there, pull it just a little further, and you can see as you go, that bridge gets shorter and shorter. And that's another really neat feature. The next thing we have here is called comfort channels. Now your comfort channels here are literally just channels built into the bridge loops themselves. And what you can do is loosen your bridge right here where it's girth hitched, move it down, move it up to wherever you find it comfortable. I find it, for me and my body type, to be most comfortable sitting right there in the middle. I don't get any kind of hip pinch or any pressure points or hot spots when I use that middle section. That's the magical thing about it, man, is you have 1, 2, 3, 4 locations that you can adjust on both sides of your bridge here to be able to get maximum comfort while at hunting height, which is phenomenal. And that literally feels like little marbles. Again, that's just another feature that the Ultralock offers to give you comfort while you're hunting. Another really awesome thing about the Ultralock is this saddle is made in the United States of America. Boom, baby. Except for 2 parts, the yoke and the haulers. And the reason that they imported the yoke and the haulers was to save money for the consumer. But the load-bearing equipment on the saddle itself, which holds your weight and gives you the safety ratings, are made here in America. So the saddle itself is American made. And again, the hauler and the yoke system is not. both of which are non-load bearing. So those are not features of the saddle that's going to keep you safe. Those are just for comfortability. So now what we're going to do is put our platform on the tree, and we're also going to don our saddle here and kind of show you some of the features that I was talking about before. So when we're donning our saddle, the best way that I've found to do it is to step through your bridge and then put it on like a backpack. I then buckle my chest strap, kind of cinch this down just a little bit. Buckle my waist belt. And just for the sake of the video, to kind of give you just a little bit of a demonstration, we're not going all the way up to hunting height. We're just going to go right here to where you can kind of see what's going on. You'll obviously use your lineman's if you're going any sort of distance up the tree. But since we're not, we're just going to take our tether out here. I'm going to wrap it around the tree. Step up into our platform. Get that tether adjusted where you want it. I like mine right around forehead height for comfort purposes. So we've got it there. We can go ahead and clip in our bridge here to our carabiner. Make sure you lock that down. And now we can kind of get a feel for it. See where we're at here. Something else that I like to do, I will daisy chain my rope here to get it out of the way. Imagine now you're at hunting height, right? So the one thing that you want to do is to make sure that you're comfortable. So for instance, let's say that you're standing up here, okay? Your pleats are not expanded, but as soon as you lean back, you can grab on right here to these loops that's underneath you, pull them down, get adjusted, and now that's went from right around the bottom of my butt to up underneath my thigh area. So it's real comfortable, it feels good, and it's just awesome. So once you're leaned back here, you've got your pleats expanded. You also have your bridge, your adjustable bridge here. So you can stand up, you can loosen that knot there, and you can pull it, and you can get that bridge as tight as you want it. Now what that does, it pulls pressure on the back of your hips, right under your butt here. So for me, that's not that comfortable, but for some people it will be. Again, I like to run mine all the way out. For me, that's the most comfortable, is to run that saddle all the way out, expand those pleats right underneath you, and you're super comfortable here, man. So another thing that you have that we talked about is your pouches on both sides. So it's one hand operation. Literally take a finger through there, unzip. You can grab your gear out of here. Same thing on the other side. Wrap your finger through there, pull it back. You can get into your gear here. Just super easy, super simple. We talked about the molly right here on the yoke system. What I did before, I ran the Rick Young bino harness last year, and that bino harness is super minimalist, but it didn't have any place for storage. And one thing that I didn't like was the eye cups and the objective lens covers would always pop off. And if you are out early in the morning, you may have dew, or if it's a little misty, rain or snow, your lens and objective are getting covered in moisture, and that makes for like a blurry, unclear picture, and I didn't like that. But when I did that, the reason I tell that story is because I ran a little coin holder that I bought off of Amazon, and I paracorded it to one of the loops here, and I put milkweed in it. And that's just a really simple place to store your milkweed here, is right here on your yoke strap on the lockdown. Super simple, super easy. Now that I'm running, I think it's a Stone Glacier bino harness, it's got little pouches and pockets on it, and I stuff my milkweed down there now in that little change purse. By the way, those change purses are awesome. They're like $1 or $2 on Amazon, and it holds your milkweed perfectly. Check it out. Another thing is that I was wanting to talk to you about was the use of the MVPs, which are the backbands that Tethrd offers. So what I will do is I will run one just as a backband. So you're gonna throw it around your back, you're gonna tighten these up, and what that does is it gives you a place for a backband here, and it kind of makes it just to where you can take all of that weight off of your back, and it's just much more comfortable. You can kind of adjust it to where you can kind of lean back, and you're not having to use your abdominal muscles to support yourself. You've got the band itself supporting you here. But here's a key tip that I wish that everyone would check out. This is awesome. Use your second backband, and it's just another MVP here. You can see that. And you're going to clip it in the same way, okay? You probably want to loosen it up. Clip it into your tether here, and you're going to bring this underneath you, okay? You see where I've got this positioned right here under my legs now? Check this out. So, let's say you want to lean your knees into the tree. Without using the backband under your legs, your knees just kind of want to go into the tree. They want to separate. It's really hard to get comfortable here. But if you use the backband as a second strap, put it under your legs, you can tighten this up as such, and when you sit down, this keeps your legs together. And they're not trying to spread apart. You're just sitting here and you're comfy. It's awesome. I absolutely love this. So please try this tip if you're having trouble with trying to do something with your legs. I don't use knee pads. I tried knee pads. My knees sweat in them. It was something else to put on at the top of the tree. It's just a lot of fidgeting that I didn't care for me. This alleviated all that because I will put my knees into my backpack, which is here. So you can imagine if my hands are my backpack. But again, your knees want to spread apart. But when you've got that tight, it keeps your knees together and you're rock solid. So the only con that I see to using this is if you've got a deer coming and you're sitting, your legs, it's hard for you to move around. So you do have to reach down and loosen these straps, which is no big deal. You reach down and loosen those, you're good to go. And now you can make your moves around the tree, do whatever it is that you're needing to do. You can see me here, just going completely around the tree. And a bonus tip. I know that some people try to do these shots here, which is fine. It's essentially fine if you've got a deer behind you to do this shot right here. I'm on the other spectrum though. I like to stand up on my platform and use the seatbelt method. Let me take these off. And the seatbelt method is simply, you're standing up in your saddle, you're turning around on your platform, and then you can even cinch this down right here, your tether, cinch it down to where it's tighter and it holds you in the tree. And now you've got your weak side shots covered right here. So you can draw back here and you can even lean out into your rope here. You're not going anywhere, look at that. So you can lean out, you can shoot this way, you can shoot this way. It's a much better concept than just trying to walk around the saddle for your weak side shot. Now when we're talking about going on this side of the tree, that's a different story. I love to plant my foot right there on that post, walk around right here. I don't even use this left foot. I use the left foot against the tree right here. And you can draw back and you're right here on the other side. And you're using this foot right here on the top of your post to kind of stabilize yourself, to swing yourself where you need to be. You can literally walk right around the tree right here. There's no use in a ring of steps or a couple squirrel steps, as they call them, to put on your strap on your tree. No sense in that. Just use the top of your post and walk around the tree. One thing with using the top of your post, though, that you have to keep in mind, you want to stand on it right here, pick that up, seat it, and I'll do that a couple times there. Seat. Now, that thing's rock solid, and you can move all the way around the tree here. No problem. So I told you guys, if you stuck around to the end of the video, that I had some pretty big news. Tethrd is releasing a new platform. If you can see right now, I currently use a cruiser seeker. And why is that specifically? I love the angled front on the platform. I have really bad plantar fasciitis, and if I was to use something with a flat edge, say for instance, the Tethrd Predator, the Trophy Line EDP, or Mission, any of those platforms with a straight edge across it, it kills the arches of my feet. I can't do it. So that's one reason that I'm not running a Tethrd platform. But here's the news. Tethrd is releasing on September 3rd, today's August 21st, so just a couple short weeks away, they're releasing a new platform. And from the pictures that I've seen, it looks like that platform has an angled front. Yes, money, baby. Let me pull up my phone here and show you guys a picture real quick of what it looks like. The title says, "The next evolution is coming, September 3rd, 2024, and this is it." If you can see there, on that picture, the front of that platform appears to have an angled front. That is awesome, awesome, awesome news for me. Once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning back in. I really, really appreciate you all sticking with me, checking out the channel, watching these videos, liking, commenting. I've had a lot of good feedback lately of people that have appreciated the content that I've put out. And you know, when I hear stuff like that, it really gives me encouragement to keep going. We love all you all, and we wish you the best as deer season's quickly approaching. I hope that you all kill bruisers this year, man. I hope that you get to wrap your hands around those big horn studs, son. So stay with us, man. There's more to come. Y'all stay safe and be careful. Eastern Wilds out.